What's up? Welcome to Don't Disappoint Your Parents. Fun fact, I tried to get Michelle Yao on the show to play my mom because the resemblance is striking, but she left me on red. Let's get cooking. Today we're making some tonkatsu sandwiches. Now, this dish already exists in Japanese cuisine as a tonkatsu, or fried pork chop, sandwiched between two slices of white bread, while these sandos, which is what they're called in Japan, are great. I think we could do better by making a fried chicken sandwich inspired, sandwich. We're going to start by making a soy sesame quick pickle. With the mandolin set to the thinnest setting, we're going to slice half a cucumber and set aside. In a medium bowl, add 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, half a teaspoon of sesame oil, half a teaspoon of sugar, and 1 clove of crushed garlic. Mix together until the sugar dissolves completely. Add the cucumber slices and mix it around together. Set aside to marinate for at least 15 minutes. Next, we're going to prep our sauces. First up, we're going to make some spicy mayo. In a small bowl, add 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise and 1 tablespoon of sriracha. Mix together evenly before adding a clove of crushed garlic and the juice of half a lime. Stir, cover with some plastic wrap, and refrigerate for later. We're also going to make a miso honey mustard. In a square glass bowl, I ran out of round bowls, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard and 1 teaspoon of miso. Mix together and add about a teaspoon of honey. Mix again until combined and set aside. Now, for those of you who haven't had miso honey mustard before, adding the miso will boost the umami flavor of the mustard and make it a little less sharp. Finally, we've come to the tonkatsu. I'm using 2 thin-cut boneless pork chops because that will give me the right size for the final sandwich. We're going to cover the meat with some plastic wrap and pound it out thin until you see the fibers of the meat start to break down a little. This will make the tonkatsu more tender. Next, lay out 3 plates. In the first plate, we're going to add 1 cup of flour. In the second, we're going to add 2 eggs and beat together. In the third, we're going to add 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs. Season the panko with a bit of salt and pepper. Finally, we're going to use the wet hand, dry hand technique to coat our pork chops. Pick up a pork chop with one hand and coat it in the flour. Remember which hand you're using because this is going to be your dry hand. With the same dry hand, pick up the pork chop, shake off any excess flour, and dunk it in the egg. Make sure you switch hands before flipping the pork chop so your dry hand stays dry. This is just to make things a little less messy. Finally, coat the pork chop in the panko. Make sure it is evenly covered and set aside while you bread the other pork chop. Heat up a large pan with about half an inch of canola oil in it. Once the oil is very hot, gently lay the pork chop down away from you so you don't get any hot oil splattered on yourself. I accidentally forgot to film this part, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. Fry the pork chop until they're golden brown, about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Remove the chops from the pan and drain on a paper towel for 5 minutes. Final step, we're going to toast some brioche buns. Spread a bit of mayo on the buns and toast in a hot pan until nicely golden. The mayo will give you a better, more even toast compared to just butter. Flip the buns and toast slightly again before taking them out. Finally, it's time to assemble. Start with a layer of the spicy mayo and a layer of the miso mustard. I'm adding a small handful of arugula. You can use shredded lettuce, but I just think the extra peppery bitterness of the arugula goes really well with this sandwich. Next, add the tonkatsu and a layer of the soy sesame cucumbers. Top with the toasted bun, give it a nice smoosh to bring everything together, and get ready for that cross-section shot. Now, this sandwich can very well be one of the best dishes I've created. Incredibly well balanced, rich yet not too heavy, with a hint of sesame to bring it all together. But we all know whose opinion really matters here. Now, for everybody's favorite segment, please welcome Hope Chen. So, Mom, we have a tonkatsu sandwich, and this one is spicy mayo and mustard, and miso mustard.
Okay.
And then this one is just miso mustard because I think you'll prefer just the mustard.
Okay.
So please enjoy.
Excellent. So I'll try this one first. Very tasty. I do love the miso with, has a kick with the mustard together. And the cucumber is very crunchy. It's lovely.
What are your thoughts?
Wow. It's a little more flavorful for this one. I think it's a little bit milder. The flavor blends together better in a way, but I do like the sharpness of the first one, miso mustard, better.
Overall, as a dish, what do you think?
As a dish, I think it's really lovely because it's very light and it has that crunch, and it's delicious. It has a lot of flavor.
Nice.